You see this right here? You see that right there? It's game face, folks. We're locked in. It's playoff time. Yahoo! What's happening, folks? Brian and Brennen. Here it is. Playoff time. Week 15. Too much fantasy football on the Fantasy Football Advice Network. What's happening, man?
I got a question for you, Brian. Do you think you should be allowed to trade in dynasty leagues past week 14?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Why not? Because they're cheating? Because of the collusion? Well, the commissioner should step in there any time of the year when they're doing that.
I think it's more so the fact that it's like it'd be weird to see a trade like of the championship team, like, sending a first round pick for like a guy just to try to win it all. Which I mean, like, I think I'm cool with it being cut off at week 14. Like, you should be loading up for the playoffs. Like, this is your chance to load up. Like, you should be able to trade all the way till the Thursday game.
I don't mind that. I don't mind the once the playoffs start, I don't mind the cutoff there. A couple weeks before it really gets me because you don't know. The amount of
Yeah,
super flex dynasty leagues I've gone to, I'm like, all right, I have 4 viable quarterbacks. I have 5 weeks to make it through, and the week after the
all
trade
die.
deadline, I lose 3 of them. And then all of a sudden, I'm like scraping and crawling, and I hate overspending to fill out a championship roster because sometimes I'm like, I'm good. I can hold on to that first round pick. I've got that extra. I'm chill. But then some people would say, no, spend it all. Make sure you're protected. So I like the flexibility. And then also freaking ringing out of him. That dude wants a championship. Make him pay. Make him
Yeah,
pay.
I
Maybe
know. But
you.
to say like if you know he's trying to trade for you and on like championship week, you can get a king's ransom.
Which I see how that only helps. I mean, everybody involved. Somebody's
Yeah.
winning a chip and somebody's fixing their team. Oh, well, we're going to be starting off this week with a team that looks like they might be retooling, might be going into a rebuild. Does this dynasty, well, I mean, second place dynasty, is that what the 49ers, is that what you'd call them over the last, decade?
That's so. Yeah, they've built their roster very well. They just haven't, they've faced the boogeyman in Patrick Mahomes, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just timing. Some people had to live in a time with Tom Brady, poor Peyton Manning, and
Yeah.
other guys. Just that's how it works. But yeah, 7-6 Rams going to the 6-7 49ers. It's in San Francisco, 49.5 point over under. San Francisco is favored by 3. Lines moved a little bit too in favor of San Francisco and going up as far as points. But let's go ahead and start with those Niners. Brock Purdy. I'm good to go. I mean, top 10 play for me this week.
Yeah, I don't mind Brock Purdy. The Rams defense is very they're on the up and coming. A lot of rookies on the team, but you can definitely pass on them and everything else like that. So I'm okay with Brock Purdy starting this week for your playoffs. It's just a little sketchy because it is Thursday, so you're going to be clenching your butthole the entire time watching that game, hoping for all the touchdowns.
100%. When in doubt, Thursday out is not in champion or in playoffs this week, folks. This is one of the higher over unders. We're starting some folks. Garindo did not practice again Wednesday. If he's active, we're playing him, right?
Yeah, if he's active, I mean, he had a stellar game last week. I mean, you're just going to ride off high. But for all those who spent the 50% of their or whatever left of their fab, and then now it's Patrick Taylor, right? It's the fourth string running back, correct?
Yeah, I guess. I don't. I would bounce out of this one. I'm okay not playing Patrick Taylor if Garindo's not here.
I don't know if you have a choice with like some of these, like some of the options, but you have like because like Izzy Israel Abanikanda, he's like their fifth string, so like who knows what they could do with him, but. I mean, like if he's playing though, like Shanahan wants to feature a back. Like that's like he definitely likes to have the running back being a focal point of the offense. So that's where I'm kind of leery towards. Like I would want to start Taylor if he is the main guy.
Would you rather play Patrick Taylor or one of the backs in Cleveland?
Patrick Taylor. If Patrick Taylor is the lead back and Grindo's out, yeah, Patrick Taylor. That'd be
I guess that's
close.
where I just don't know if he's the lead back because he doesn't he's not a fast guy. I guess I'm still holding out for a Abanikanda. That might be really
Okay.
what it is, so that might be the bias here, but I'm okay with the pivot if it's not Garindo.
Okay.
Jennings 100% starting, Kittle 100% starting. Debo's the question. Where does he fall for you this week?
He's not struggling, guys. He's not struggling. Did
He
you see
deleted that
that?
tweet, so maybe he is.
Did you see that the X fact checked him saying he leads the league in drops on the bottom of it, the community notes?
That's probably why he deleted it.
Dude, that was so bad. Yeah, no, I'm not starting Devo. I'm out. Like, I just think with there being no more buys, you've got to have at least a better option.
I would be more upset if he gives me a goose than if he blows up on my bench at this point.
Yeah, I definitely.
On the other side, it's Puka, it's Cup, it's Kyron, easy. Stafford though, where
That's
does he
it.
fall?
I don't. He's more like top like 16, 17. Everyone's back. Like there's so many other quarterbacks that are going to start than Stafford.
100%. I like him as a super flex play this week, but for that reason that you said, I mean, Kyron, it's finally bouncing back. He's had a touchdown in each one of the last three games. We knew those 12-0 passing touchdowns or rushing touchdowns. We knew it would balance out a little bit. So yeah, Stafford's closer to 16 than he is 12.
Yeah,
Who wins it?
I like. I want to lean the 49ers. Like I think they can make a comeback in this division.
Dude, they stole some money from me Sunday. I really thought the Bears were going to put up more of a fight.
Yeah,
It
they
would be a
did
completely
not.
49ers move just to like completely kick the Rams in the crotch and say, Seattle, go take the division.
It doesn't like Shanahan do very well against him in the regular season, or is it the other way?
Typically, yeah. Typically, Shanahan has McVay's numbers, but I think it's the playoffs that one time that,
I gotta say, I think it's the playoffs where McVay just owns him completely.
yeah. So I'm gonna side with Vegas here. Give me the Niners.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, next up, this kind of turned into a juicy game here.
barn
5-8,
burner.
5-8 Cowboys against the 3-10 Panthers. 43-point over under. Carolina's favored by 3. I mean, Cooper Rush has been playing better as far as keeping, Dowdle and Lamb have both been viable options. Ferguson a bit too. So, I mean, Bryce Young, he's
I
looking better.
uh,
He's looking better.
I'm on I'm on TikTok way too much sometimes, and I saw some dude sell his car and like basically put all of it on like a prop bet of like it was Joe Burrow over 1.5 passing touchdowns, Joe Burrow over 300 passing yards, and then the last leg of it was Cooper Rush passing yards of 200, and he was short by like 15 yards or something like that. It's hilarious. I love when people do dumb shit like this all the time.
Oh man, they always win, folks. They always
Yeah,
win. The books do. As far as the quarterbacks go, we're not looking that direction. Running
no,
backs, Dowdle and I mean, Dowdle
Chuba.
looks solid, right?
Yeah, Dowdle and Chuba.
Yeah, both of them seem like good plays. The wide receiver, I've got Lamb. We've got
Yep.
Thielen. How
hmm
deep are we going as far as the Leggett and Cooks, though?
Not starting Cooks. Leggett's like a home run play for a touchdown. Like that Eagles game, if you would have caught it, would have been like you when you started him for that like the bye week Armageddon, you'd have been so stoked.
Yeah.
And I just think in another world he reels that in and they beat the Eagles and it was the biggest upset of the year. But yeah, no, I'm probably out. I think there's no one's on by a little bit better options.
Xavier Worthy or Leggett.
Worthy, he's got a
Okay.
very safe floor. Worthy's been starting to get like safe receptions and yards, and Leggett's just not been that consistent.
Yeah, he's ruined several of my under props on him the last couple of weeks. So yeah, I like Worthy as a lot safer floor. Legett's going to be in the same breath as like actually not MVS. If Carr's out, not MVS. I guess Nick Westbrook, Akine, Leggett, Dontavian Wicks is kind of the guys I see in the same breath.
Yeah, I'd,
Um,
I'd start Wicks over Leggett.
I think it's more exciting. I think it's more exciting as far as Wicks because Wicks could give you just absolute like tear it up, but
He'd go bananas. Yeah,
at the same time he can slip on that banana and give you shit. Uh,
yeah.
Ferguson, we're on tight ends? Is he a top 12 play for you this week?
No, because like Shoemaker's kind of eating into his snaps. It looks like
Why? Why?
he's not
Like
bad.
one of them could be relevant. Both of them cannot be relevant. That's
Yeah,
the issue
true.
here.
Yeah, I'm kind of out on Ferguson, man. I just think Shoemaker's starting to get some snaps. So like I don't know, maybe they're running two tight end sets. Like I'm out.
Zach Ertz over Ferguson.
Yeah, yeah, I would say pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I think so too. I like him a lot. Pat Fryermuth, I really like him, especially with George Pickens missing again this week. So those are guys I'm definitely big fans of. Who wins it? Carolina get the 3.
I think Carolina gets it, man. Bryce Young's cooking.
Did you ever think you'd say that? Like we've got that soundbite.
Yes, I
Like,
was a Bryce Young believer. I like the dude is super talented. It just happened to be in like Carolina is just like it really does matter about where you go and where you develop. Like it's just like and Dave Canales has been a god savior for him. So
Yeah, 100%. If you switch Bryce Young and Brock Purdy, I think both teams. I mean, Panthers would be.
Switch. You can switch Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, and it would be a disaster too at some point.
Yeah, yeah. I've got the Panthers though. I'm taking them.
Yeah.
Let's get this one done. We got the 2-1 Chiefs playing the 3-10 Browns in Cleveland. 44-point over under. Kansas City is a favorite by 4 in this one, which means it'll be, of course, that last minute field goal that'll win it for them. Stupid. Jameis Winston and Patrick Mahomes. Where do you see them as quarterbacks on you?
I don't want to start Jameis this week. I don't. I just. I'd rather not. Mahomes is very much like he is what he is this season. He's a QB 12 on the year, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If I had to look at the stats, like I think he's right there. So he's. I don't know if anybody who drafted Mahomes is better. Who you picked up? You probably have picked up Jameis, I had to guess, or like a Baker Mayfield. When I just. I don't know, man. It's tough to sit there and win a bench Mahomes in the playoffs.
It is just as far as the consistency, because like you look
Yeah,
consistency, his worst game is QB 20, but
yeah,
also outside of 2 weeks, his best game is QB 13. He had a QB 2 and a QB 4, which yeah, we're really happy about that.
yep,
But I think the benchmark for him is like a high end QB 2, which won't kill you. It definitely won't kill you. Jameis can go in there and kill you. He can go put up 6 points, 4 points, and absolutely destroy you. So I think Patrick
yeah,
Mahomes is a safer play. Underdog, I don't mind the Jameis Winston, but like
yeah.
big time underdog. Like maybe you got screwed over Thursday night. Pacheco, I've got no problem playing. I've got full confidence in him again.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think Kareem Hunt's taking the back seat. He's starting to like just get a little like he's just a change of pace back at this point, but Pacheco is definitely gonna outsnap him. So I'm all for on the Pacheco train now.
The issue is the other side, the Chiefs, of course, being the hardest matchup for running backs, allowing only 13 points a game. Nick Chubb, Jerome
I'm out,
Ford.
out.
Yeah, I was trying to think of somebody I had to compare it to, but no, I really don't want to play these guys. It's been bad
Yeah,
altogether, and then this matchup, ugh.
Chiefs have a very good front seven. They just stop the run. They force you to throw the ball, which is probably the best way to beat the Chiefs right now since their secondary is super banged up. So, but yeah, I'm not starting any running backs against the Chiefs.
Kind of fast forward to tight end. Kelsey will play. Njoku missing practice, so he probably won't play, which
Yeah, it
leaves
sounds
us.
like he's not playing.
Yeah, so it looks like we might be hitting these wide receivers maybe a bit harder on the Cleveland side. But we've got Hopkins and Worthy on Kansas City. You've got Judy. Tillman looks like he should be back. He's participating in practice coming from that concussion, so maybe.
I don't want to
And
play him though.
with even okay, I guess that was with the thing with Njoku being out.
I
Where no,
I
is it
don't
Judy and out?
know. Yeah, I think I'm just Judy and out, man. Judy's been the most consistent guy there. Like maybe Atkins, like if you're desperate for a tight end play, but even then, that's just so desperate. Like it's like he's almost on the same level as like Jake Ferguson. I just don't. It's just Judy for me, honestly, from the Cleveland side.
Cool. Then I guess rank Hopkins, Worthy, and Judy. Give me 1, 2, 3.
Uh, uh, Judy one, Hopkins two, Worthy three. Like
Cool. I'm right there with you on that one. And then score. Who wins it?
Chiefs win, and they cover the spread. They cover the spread.
You think they cover? All
I
right,
think they
Chiefs.
cover.
Against the spread, they are 4-8-1 this year. It's not been pretty.
I
Uh,
know.
if they can, it's Cleveland. Just this defense, it's going to give them a great opportunity to jump up on them. So I like that one. 6-7 Dolphins going to 6-7 Dolphins. Look at them turning it around in just a few weeks, but looking better. Going to Houston to play the 8-5 Texans. This is a 47-point over under. Houston's favored by 3 in this game. I mean, where do you want to start?
We'll start with the Dolphin side. I'm going to start Tua. Tua's cooking.
Mm-hmm. I'm
That
right there with you.
CTE
You kind of
brain
pointed
is cooking.
you pointed it out last week, and I couldn't believe it for myself until we looked at it. But 2 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns over the last month. It's been nothing but QB1 finishes for our guy.
Yeah.
Going down, Achan's an easy start, of
Yep.
course. Hill and Waddle,
I'm starting him
we're starting them.
because Tua's throwing the ball.
Yeah, this should be a good game. Texans, they've got the Colts like right there behind them, so they need to keep pace a little bit. And the Dolphins, I mean, they essentially need to win out. They're
Yeah,
damn near close to win out, so they're playing ball. They're going out there to play it. So I think both wide receivers for sure. And then John Smith, he may need 5 quarters, folks, but he's going to bring it to you.
you're starting him. You are starting him. I'm sorry. I know it's probably super sketchy for that game, but at the end of the day, you don't care to look at when he caught those passes. You just know he caught them and he got a touchdown, and that was it.
And tight end's sketchy anyway. Name somebody outside
Yeah,
of George Kittle and I guess maybe McBride and Bowers that like nobody's consistent outside of those guys, and even those guys have had some games.
yeah.
So yeah. On the other side, CJ Stroud, where'd you comfortably
Out,
with him? Yeah, right there
out.
with you. He had his chance last week and he didn't come through. So I am moving away from CJ Stroud outside of Superflex leagues.
Yeah. The guys that I'm starting from the Texans, it's Joe Mixon and Nico Collins, and that is all I want to start.
No Tank Dell.
No, I can't. Like the Dolphins have a really good secondary, but I think Nico's just you can't bench Nico. It's crazy. Crazy
What
talk.
happened to Tank Dell? Do you remember
I
last
don't
year?
know. Yeah, I know. He was on like pace to like break all these rookie records and he broke his leg because Texans are super smart having a guy his size trying to block people. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, he had a span of wide receiver one, wide receiver three, wide receiver three, wide receiver 20 finish, and then yeah, the broken leg, 13 snaps the next week. Yeah, heartbroken. One of my highest owned wide receivers in best ball this year. I just thought it was such a steal getting him as the CJ Stroud's number. Oh man, killing me.
You know what's funny? My best ball team when I looked at it that's been advancing for best ball mania. You want to know who my quarterbacks are for that team?
Oh God, Derek Carr,
No.
um, CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud, Deshaun Watson, and Baker Mayfield, I think, are my three quarterbacks.
Oh man, it's crazy when I look at my teams that are there, and I'm like, wow, that's not a pretty team. That's not a team that's gonna win it.
Yeah, I know. And then I just look at them like, oh, that's why Saquon Barkley carrying this whole team.
Right? Oh, I got something right there at least.
Yeah.
All right, who wins the game?
Oh, the Texans do. Let me figure it out. I don't know. They're gonna win this game.
I
They're gonna
can
end the
see it.
Dolphins' playoff hopes.
3 points too. I want to say the Dolphins cover, just it's so close, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that Houston takes care of it. They've been looking funky last month or so.
Coming off a bye, week rest, like they'll be fine.
Next up, we got the Jets and the Jags. This one should be quick and easy. 3-10 a piece for both
Gross.
of them. It's in Jacksonville. 40.5 point over under. Jets are favored by 3.5. I bet you're real proud there, Rogers, aren't you?
Yeah.
Aren't you? We're not touching Rogers though, are we?
No,
No.
no. Are you even going to touch if Brees can't play? Are you going to start Braylon Allen?
I guess. I get, and it's really hard. The hard thing is we've seen Braylon Allen do it a lot more, a lot consistently over the year, opposed to Isaiah Davis. But this was a 50-50 split between these two running backs. They both like 50-50 load across the board, but Isaiah Davis scored the touchdown, and he also had an end zone touchdown that like he just dropped, or just or I don't, he was out of bounds or something. Like
Yeah, something like that.
it was almost there, really close. So that makes me nervous. That is he going to be the end zone guy? But I think I might have to. I mean, I'm playing Braylon Allen in one league. I know that.
Yeah. Uh, Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams are the only guys that really want to start.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Um, God, one of them's going to do well for sure. One of them might disappoint you,
Yep. And
but
you're going to be really mad one way or another.
Jacksonville. It's freaking Jacksonville,
I
though.
know. And honestly, Aaron Rodgers should have his best game of the year against this terrible secondary. So,
You freaking should, but he won't. On the other side, it's Brian Thomas Jr.
yes.
Can you find me another player that we're playing over here?
Evan Ingram, maybe? As a
I'd
very,
be,
very low floor tight end one.
yeah, he falls into a bucket of like the tight end, like 9 to 15 for me. So I don't mind the
I'd
play
start him over
there.
Jake Ferguson. So,
Yeah, I would do that. I would start Pat Fryermuth over him though,
yeah, I would
if
too.
he's floating
Yes.
out there. And then Tank Bigsby, where does he fall for you?
What were the finishing numbers for him and ETN though last week? Because I think like ETN didn't ETN have more rush attempts, but
So
Tank
Bigsby
had
had
more yards.
18 for
Okay,
55, two
okay,
targets, and then ETN was 4 for 20 and four targets.
okay. Maybe Tank. I don't know what they're gonna do next year, but I guess if you're the Tank, if you really were desperate,
I mean, they still owe ETN money, so yeah, I don't know how they're just like making it seem like maybe they cut him, maybe they can cut him. But I've got both guys as like low end RB3s. So
yeah, it's about
you,
where I'd have them.
you want to take a shot, you can take a shot. Who wins the game
Yeah,
though?
Jets. They ruin their draft. They ruin their draft capital more, and they help the Jags out.
No, they wouldn't do that. That's like jetting it up, right? Oh, that's
Yep.
what they do, huh? Alrighty. Thank goodness our boy Jayden Daniels is back. 8-5 Commanders taking on the 5-8 Saints. 43-point over under. Washington's favored by 7.5 points. This one's easy. We can't wait to put Jayden Daniels back in our lineup after hitting the bench last week.
Yeah, Jayden Daniels, you can start him pretty comfortably. Um, Brian Robinson Jr. starting him pretty comfortably.
Yep.
Now, are you going to start McNichols or Rodriguez at all? Because, like, obviously they like to use two backs, but
I don't think so. I'd prefer just Brian Robinson here and it kind of bounce out. We don't have anybody on bye. You should have some pivot options out. I guess would you rather do Bigsby or either the other two running backs for Washington?
that's gross. I guess Bigsby, if I had to put a gun to my head.
Braylon Allen or any of these two guys?
Nah, Braylon Allen. There's
Cool.
just more
Cool.
opportunities.
You've probably got some running back options then instead of these two.
Yeah.
McLaurin, I'm playing. Ertz, I'm playing, and then I'm out.
Yeah, like Noah Brown, I think I just got an update on my phone saying he's out or he's questionable, something like that. Um, so very curious to see what the Commanders are going to do in this offseason because like they have some holes on both sides and they could do a lot of weird, interesting things.
And I mean, it was great. It's absolutely great how they're making a playoff run, but they're not helping themselves as far as draft capital. They're
Yeah,
outplaying outplaying your win loss by like 5 freaking wins.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Oh man, the Saints. Are you Alvin Kamara? Like I will start Alvin Kamara.
I will.
At the end of the day, that's it.
That is it. Juwan Johnson, I had hoped for MVS. It's only if Carr's out there. So if Carr's not there, it's literally Kamara, and that's it. I, I mean, Kendre Miller, I had so much hope for coming into the season. He was 10 for 32 and a touchdown. So I don't think it's anything you're going to be relying on with this offense. It's gross.
Is Derek Carr the starting quarterback for the Saints next year?
I hope not, but I think he might be. I don't remember what that
Okay.
contract. If it was another heavy year
They
next
can
year.
they can cut him at the end of this year
Okay.
and have it be. It was like his first 2 years are like basically fully guaranteed. It's the 2 years after they can kind of walk away.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I hope they do. I doubt they will. Saints don't seem to want to get rid of bad contracts or like they just like eating
No, they
money.
just like to move everything to the right.
Stupid. Yeah, give me the Commanders easily. 7.5. It's a little bit more than I want to look at, but with the quarterback situation, I like it.
I think Commanders cover the spread and win very outright.
We got 8-5 Ravens taking on the 2-11 Jets. Oh my God, 42.5 point over under.
The
Baltimore is
Jets.
favored by 16. I'm sorry, the Giants.
I was
Giants.
like, what?
I just couldn't believe it. Figured it was the Jets to have a 16-point spread there. Yes, 2-11 Giants taking on the 8-5 Ravens in New York. I'm struggling, folks. I can't believe it. But yeah, 16 points. Last time we saw one that much, the Panthers almost took it from the Eagles. But I think the Ravens get it done here.
Yeah, definitely different types of teams. One has a quarterback figuring out, the other one is just we don't know what the fuck we're doing. So we'll start with the Giants side, you know,
Tyrone Tracy,
and Malik Neighbors.
if he plays.
Yes, which I
Yeah.
think he will.
Yeah, working on the sideline Wednesday, undisclosed. We're still waiting for more information. We'll find out by, it's a 1 o'clock game, so you'll know early. If he plays, you're playing him. If not, you just got Tracy, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't want to play a whole lot on the other side, honestly. I like Lamar, I like Derrick Henry,
hmm hmm
and I like Andrews. And that's it.
Nose?
I don't want to. I don't think they need Zay. We've seen earlier in the season, like Zay just disappears in games that I think Henry can run away with, literally.
No, Deontay Johnson.
Oh God, don't hurt me. Come on, don't hurt me. I will say the Giants are the
Man.
third best or third worst matchups for tight ends, so it could cause a little bit of issue for Mark Andrews. But again, he's looked at down at the end zone. We saw Juwan Johnson score on the Giants last week, so hopefully, I mean, I'm not pivoting at this point. I didn't earlier.
I guess Giants beat writers are already saying that Cam Ward will be a Giant when it comes to draft season. Like they already are like penciling him as their guy. So very interesting.
That's if they get to pick that high. Who knows where that goes? I guess where does Zay Flowers fall for you? Or do you have like wide receiver 2 confidence in him?
Yeah, I think the Ravens team like they won't like let up. Like I don't like I think if they get to like a 4 score lead, obviously it's 4 touchdowns, so someone's scoring, then it's when they start to pull the guys out. But I think Zay is definitely going to be a safe wide receiver 2 this week.
Yeah, I've got him closer to like a mid wide receiver 3. Just nervous about what kind of work he gets. That 16-point line's quite a bit. All right, last game we have for you, folks. It is the 5-8 Bengals taking on the 3-10 Titans. It's a 47.5-point over/under. Cincinnati's favored by 5 in this one. I mean, their playoff hopes, that's essentially gone at this point.
Hey Brian, are you going to start Will Levis in this game?
I want to. I really freaking. Come on, you can't like. Cooper did good.
So I know.
Cooper Rush did good.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I've got him down there. Like, I'd start him in a super flex, but
yeah,
Kirk Cousins or Will Levis.
Can I put the under on neither of them? Will throw a touchdown this week. I'll parlay it.
Yeah, dude, I put over on Kirk Cousins as a live bet for like over 0.5 touchdown because it was just so high. I was like, all right, I have to put a little money on this. Obviously, I just donated to
that shot yourself in the foot.
Yep, just donated to the DraftKings charity. Where to start with this one? I guess let's start with Tennessee. So Levis, we're not looking at. It's Pollard and Ridley.
That is it. I'm not. No Westbrook Kine. He probably get a touchdown this week, but I'm just not starting him.
There's a good chance he scores a touchdown, but there's a good chance that that's all he does. So if you're okay with 7 points, then take that risk. On the other side, it's pretty simple. Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Chase Brown.
Yes.
Jamar Chase.
Yes.
And I mean Higgins. He didn't give you a great game
last week. Yeah, but I'm still going to start him. Like I'm telling you, I'm not going to start him.
You most likely starting him here just for those folks that are in those wonky ass leagues, though. Where does he fall for? You playing Jalen Waddle or Higgins?
I would lean towards Waddle for the competitive side of the game because I think they could. I think the Bengals could easily blow out the Titans like fairly quickly. So I'd say Waddle. But it's close.
I'm trying to look at Jordan Addison or Higgins.
Dude, you can never. You'll never hear me say I like Addison. So like I'll say Higgins.
I will too. I hate his matchup too. I mean, it's Chicago.
Yeah.
Juwan Jennings absolutely just torched him last week, but that's a scary matchup for me as well.
Yeah.
Who wins the game?
The Bengals.
Bengals get that 6th win.
Yeah. Really helping that draft capital.
Well, I mean, they're not going for a quarterback. Might as well go get Will Levis replacement, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks, that is going to do it for us today. That's the first 8 games. Don't miss tomorrow where we come back at you for the final 8 games. Get you ready. Of course, if you're looking for any more information from us, come on over to the site, the Fantasy Football Advice Network. We're helping you out with start sits, talking all the shenanigans or anything else. It's at @TooMuch_Brian for me. If you're looking for me on X, at @TooMuchBrian everywhere else. Brennan, where can the folks find you?
I'm at X at FFAMBMulk and then Facebook Fantasy Football Advice Network group page. So,
damn straight answering all those questions, helping you win championships because he's not gonna. He dropped the ball. He lost.
I did. Sad day.
Alrighty, folks. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks for listening. Later.